Good morning, my dear children. I hope all of you are fine. Today I am going to teach you measurement of other physical quantities. In my previous class, I taught you measurement of length, and today you see measurement of other physical quantities. What are the other physical quantities? They are mass, time, and temperature. Let us study one by one. Mass. What is mass? It is the quantity of matter contained in an object. For example, a table. Table is an object and it is made up of wood. Then wood is the material or matter. How much material is present in the objects? It is the mass. SI unit of mass is kilogram. That is kg. Okay. To measure the mass, we can use beam balance and digital balance. It is electronic. This is the beam balance and this is the digital balance. These things we can use to measure mass of an object, and kg is the SI unit of kilogram. Next is time. It is the duration elapsed between one event and the next. SI unit of time is second. So it is the duration between one event and the next. Then its SI unit is second, that is S. Unit is small s. Depending on the kind of event being observed, we can use some instrument here, wristwatch, clocks and stopwatch for measuring time. This is the wall clock, shown here time. Okay. Next is temperature. What is temperature? It is used to measure the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. If your body is hot, more hot than the normal, that means you have fever. So we have to measure this hotness. SI unit of the temperature is Kelvin, that is K. Then other acceptable units for measuring the temperature are Fahrenheit and Celsius. Degree Fahrenheit, degree Celsius. Instrument we use for the measurements of temperature is thermometer. We used to measure our fever. Okay. Next, quick check, fill in the blanks. This one I will give you after complete explanation. Okay. Then next topic is motion and rest. What do you observe when you are waiting for your school bus? You see cars and buses moving away from you. So these are the motion. When the position of an object with respect to its surroundings changes with the passage of time, it is said to be in motion. When the position of an object with respect to its surroundings change, then it is motion. So the cars and the buses are in motion as they are constantly moving away from you. So next, what is stationary? When the position of an object with respect to the surrounding does not change with the passage of time, it is said to be stationary or at rest. So the houses and the trees around you are at rest as they do not change their position with respect to you. So here, what is motion? You got what is motion and what is stationary. When the object moves with respect to its surroundings, it is motion, and when the object does not change the position with respect to the surroundings, it is stationary or at rest. Next, types of motion. So there are some types of motions we will discuss here. The motions shown by the objects are divided into the different categories. Let us see translational motion. An object is said to have translational motion when all parts of objects move the same distance in a given time. Okay, all parts of the body change the place. This kind of motion can be two kinds: rectilinear motion and curvilinear motion. An object is said to have rectilinear motion if all parts of an object cover the same distance along a straight line. Here it is along the straight line. It is rectilinear. It is also known as linear motion. Rectilinear motion is also known as linear motion. For example, a train moving on a straight track will have the rectilinear motion. But if all parts of an object move along a curved path in a given time, then the object is said to have curvilinear motion. For example, a ball thrown upwards at an angle will have curvilinear motion. This is the example of curvilinear motion. This man is throwing the ball. It is moving in a curve motion. That is why it is called curvilinear motion. Next is rational motion. When all points on a moving object move about a fixed point or axis of rotation, it is said to have rotational motion. Okay, this is the rotational motion. A ceiling fan shows rotational motion. All the parts are moving around the fixed points. Okay, then oscillatory motion. What is oscillatory motion? Oscillatory motion is that in which an object moves to and fro about a mean or rest position. Okay, this is the rest position. It will move from here to there and it will repeat again and again. It will not go anywhere. Okay, this is oscillatory motion. For example, pendulum, okay, and swing like this. Next is periodic motion. In both oscillatory and rotational motion, the object repeats its motion after fixed interval of time. This motion is called periodic motion. Okay, when the motion is repeats. For example, some examples are given here. Motion of the earth around the sun. This is the periodic motion. Why? Because this earth, for example, this earth will move around the sun. After interval of time, it will reach the same position. Again it will start moving. Okay, like this it will repeat its movement again and again. This is why it is called periodic motion. Some other examples of periodic motions are given here. You read and you will understand. The objects that do not repeat their motion after a fixed interval of time are said to have non-periodic motion. So which is not repeat? It is called non-periodic motion. The objects moving in a straight line and children playing in a park showing non-periodic motion because they will not repeat the same thing. They will do different things in different time. Next is random motion. The type of motion in which an object does not move along a fixed path or direction is called random motion. For example, movement of a fly in the sky is random motion. So fly will not move in a fixed path. It is move in randomly. Okay. Next is more than one kind of motion. Some examples are there which we see in our daily life perform more than one kind of motion at the same time. For example, a ball rolling on the floor showing rotational motion as well as rectilinear motion. Okay, ball may move in rotation or in straight also. Okay, so about motion is over here. Next is one topic is given here, the story of transport. You know about this, earlier also you got about this. story of transport. Earlier, people travel on foot. After that, when animals are domesticated, then started to use them as transport. After that, the revolution in transport and traveling came in with the invention of the wheel. Wheel came. So after wheel, engine came. Engine, what is engine? Engine is a machine that changes energy into force and motion. Okay. Soon after, more advanced engines with petrol, diesel and electricity were invented. This made travel very fast and drastically reduced the travel time. Okay. Today, there are fast moving trains, aeroplanes, etc. are there. So, it help us to transport very fast between two places. So this is the end of the chapter. I hope you understood. Read the chapter nicely. Thank you.